I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're sharing a delightful and educational story for young readers. It is called Mara's Long Hair, and it's written by a terrific author. Her name is Karene Turner, and she introduces us to a little girl named Mara who has beautiful long hair, who learns an important lesson about responsibility and self-care. If you're looking for a charming children's book that teaches action and consequence in a fun and engaging way, this is one to add to your collection. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Karene, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you, Logan.
It's my pleasure to have you on the show. This is such an imaginative book. Mara is such a compelling young woman. What made you decide to write this book, and how did you come up with the idea?
I have daughters, and one of my daughters didn't like to brush her hair. So this is a story that I've been thinking about for years, and I finally put it down on paper.
Well, we're glad you did.
But Mara feels like being rebellious, and she doesn't want to brush her hair. So she goes down to breakfast, and when she's eating breakfast, she feels a long stringy thing going down her throat, and she starts gagging. And Mum comes quickly and pulls her hair out of her face, out of her mouth. And she says, "You must brush your hair." And Mara's going upstairs, and she says, "I don't want to brush my hair, you know." And so she goes and she gets changed. When she's getting changed, the hair hangs around her buttons, and she's stuck with her top, can't get it off, can't get it on. And so she calls Mum again, and Mum says, "Mara, you've got to brush your hair." And then Mara finally gets dressed, and then she goes outside and she picks up an apple, and the cat's been let back in. And she eats an apple, and the apple gets the apple core gets in her hair, and a bird comes down to eat the apple, and a worm comes up to eat the apple, eat the worm. And it's all very good. And Mara starts calling out, "Mum, Mum, Mum, I've help." And Mum comes out with a pair of scissors, and she chops the apple out of the hair, and she chops the bird out of the hair. And then they have to go to the hairdressers.
Right.
So and Mara's long hair is no more. She gets it chopped half off. So that's the reason why you got to brush your hair.
That's a wonderful story. And it teaches children about responsibility. It teaches them about self-care. It teaches them some important life lessons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Actions and consequences.
Yeah. Is this your first time writing a book?
No.
Oh, tell us a little bit about your writing career. What's that?
Have a look at them.
Okay, sure. Absolutely.
Okay. I have Pam and the Unicorn. Can you see that?
You raise it up a little higher. Yep. Pam and the Unicorn. Beautiful illustration. Yep, I see that.
The Pink Fairy and the Blue Fairy.
That's beautiful as well. Excellent.
Bruno and the Lost Star.
Ah, that's great. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful picture as well.
Tina, come and get the cat.
You've got the cat bothering you now. Well, these books are terrific. The illustrations are wonderful too. How did you get the illustrations done? Did the publisher help you with that or?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And this is
Uh,
called the elementary.
hey,
Yep. The elementary
this
in the fish
is
tank.
this is the
The
elephant in the fish
elephant in
tank.
the fish tank. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you've done
Yeah.
a great job with your writing, no doubt. If somebody were to come to you and they wanted to turn one of your books into like a film for children, which one would you choose?
I would choose the pink fairy and the blue fairy.
Yeah. Tell us about
Yeah,
that story.
that's about manners.
Hmm.
There's a pink fairy and the blue fairy doesn't know her manners.
Hmm.
So the only way she learns to get her manners is follow the pink fairy. And the pink fairy, she goes to a flower
Mhm.
and she says, "Good morning, you beautiful flower." And the flower will open up, and inside is a jewel.
Hmm.
So the pink fairy reaches in and says, "May I please have your jewel?" And the jewel, um, the flower brings the jewel over to her and gives her the jewel. And then she says, "Thank you very much."
Hmm.
Well, the blue fairy goes to a flower and says, "Open up." And yeah, and so she doesn't have any jewels. So she follows the pink fairy and learns how to use her manners. And eventually, she has as many jewels as the pink fairy, and they have a wonderful friendship at the end of it.
Wonderful.
And that's the end of that book.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
great book, beautiful book on manners. I think it's so important because so many children today don't seem like they have any manners, right?
Especially looking in the supermarket.
Yep, without a doubt, without a doubt. How long have you been writing children's books?
2019.
Wow, that's when you started, 2019. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we love the books you've written. They're really, really wonderful. And I wish you great success with them because I really think they will teach great lessons for children, no doubt. And the story of Mara is such a beautiful one. It is called Mara's Long Hair. And it tells the story of a young girl named Mara who loves her beautiful long hair but doesn't want to brush it. As she avoids taking care of her hair, she soon faces unexpected consequences. It's a lighthearted yet meaningful story that teaches children the importance of responsibility, self-care, and the impact of their choices in an engaging and relatable way. Karene, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much for having me, Logan.
Pleasure's all mine. Great having you on the show. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.